and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So today I have an unboxing from a lovely pen from Atelier Lusso. I actually have two here with me at the moment, but I'm only going to show one on this video. I'm going to do two separate unboxing videos. So Atelier Lusso is run and operated by Eric Sands out of his workshop in Huntington Harbor in California. Eric makes finely crafted fountain pens one at a time, all are hand-turned using the highest quality vintage and modern resins and celluloids, matched to custom fabricated trims in bronze, nickel silver, solid sterling, and now titanium and Damascus steel. The craftsmanship on these pens are quite staggering. Some of the material used are created by well-known custom blank artists like Chad Schimmel, and I really do like a lot of this material. Nibs are fully customizable with Euro number 6 size nibs available in extra fine, fine, medium, broad, 1.1 italic and 1.5 italic. The steel nibs can also be finished in polished stainless steel, dual tone gold plated, rose gold plated, rhodium plated, ruthenium plated, polished rhodium, black oxide, polished black oxide, and the nibs can also be upgraded from a steel nib to a 14 karat gold rhodium plated, and a 14 karat gold ruthenium plated nib. So as you can see, that's quite a selection of customization of nibs there, and you can have these on any pens that Eric creates. The majority of his pens come with a standard international converter. They can be eyedroppered too, as they do not have any metal threads on the pens. Eric has a number of models that he creates. The more popular ones are the Carina and the Andromeda that I have seen, and has since started working with Damascus steel and created some stunning Lusso Dragon pens. Eric makes custom pens and is willing to work with you on creating that special pen out of not only the design but the material and the trims that you are looking for in your custom pen. He also makes other pens in any downtime that he has, and he adds these to his catalogue, and these can be purchased direct at lussopens.com, and those are available for purchase immediately with no wait time. I've spoken with Eric, and his current lead time for a custom pen is around 5 to 6 weeks. This may extend a little bit in busy times of the year, but likewise can sometimes be sooner depending on the overall backlog of custom pens. 5 to 6 weeks really isn't long at all for a custom pen, considering other custom pen makers like Edison can range at currently from around 4 months waiting time to Newton Pens, who has, I believe, up to a 1 year waiting time for his pens. So obviously the more popular and the more pens Eric starts to churn out, the longer the wait time may become over time. But currently 5 to 6 weeks I really do feel is actually very good, and not that long to wait for a really nice custom pen. So this is another pen that I purchased from Eric at Atelier Lusso, and again, this pen, like the previous pen, which was a Carina that I purchased, this pen comes in a nice box with the Atelier Lusso badge there, and I'll open it up and I'll show you. And this is called the Andromeda. Now, I've seen pens like this. This is, I'll show you if I take this out of the way. Let me bring a pen drawer along so you can see. This is a lovely pen. It's a clipless pen. Now, most of the pens, actually I think all of the pens I have in my collection have a clip, but this one doesn't. And I've seen pens like this, like Brian Gray at Edison makes a number of pens like this. I think it's the Mina and the extended Mina. They come with number 5 size nibs, and I've always been put off by the nib size. I'm sure Brian could actually make something that was larger, but this is actually a really nice pen that Eric has created, and this is called the Andromeda. And I just want to show you here, like, if I zoom in a little bit more, you'll be able to see some of the material here in the body. It's almost like looking down at the earth with the sea, the ocean, land, with clouds. It's a really nice pen, and something that it wasn't just the material that actually put me onto this pen. It was clipless, and it has a very seamless cap here. So it's very smooth to the touch. The pen has been polished extremely well, and it's really nice. Now, like the other pens he has, this is like the Carina. It has a Yovo steel nib on it, and this is rhodium plated, or rhodium over steel, that Eric calls it, and this is a broad nib, and I was tempted to get a gold nib. I don't have a Yovo 14 karat gold nib, but I'd really Eric took some photos of this pen, and it had this like mirror-like steel nib finish on it, and I really liked it on this pen. And I said to Eric that I really would like the steel nib. At least at this point in time, and as you can see here, the pen is actually a really good size. It's actually quite a thick pen, but it is really nice. If I have here, I have the other. Let me just put the cap back on this pen so it doesn't dry out. You can see here you've got the Carina on the left, which tapers down and is actually quite, I wouldn't say narrow necessarily. Like, if I compared it to, say, an M800, the Carina is actually a little bit wider at the end cap, but the Andromeda here on the right is actually quite large, quite girthy, and if I compared it to a Homo sapiens, for instance. So it's actually quite a thick pen, but it's a pen that I really like. Now, in terms of size, you can see here next to the Carina, so you have the Carina here on the left, the Andromeda, and then let me put in Pelican M800 Royal Gold Ardent, and a Visconti Homo sapiens London Fog. And you can see they're both almost the same size as a London Fog. The barrel or the body and the cap is obviously thicker. It's slightly thicker, and it tapers in slightly more. Now, I'm sure I could get a similar design with a clip on, but I actually really like this clean look without a clip. I'm sure you could probably get a roll stop added as well if you didn't want a clip. But I guess the downside to having a pen without a clip is that it may roll off the desk. But I don't know. There's something about a pen that doesn't have a clip to me, and likewise the step down. If I just move these pens out of the way so you can get a slightly better look at this. You will find, because it's a seamless between the cap and the body, you will see that there is quite a bit of a step down here. Now, I know some people don't like step downs, but to me, this doesn't bother me at all. But I would normally hold my pen here. So you can see here, this is where the step down is. I'm not even touching the threads. So for me, that's extremely comfortable. If you hold your pen further up, then if you were holding on the threads, then yes, you will feel that step down. But for me, I tend to hold my pens further down towards the base of the section, which, to be honest, I think is what most people do. Most people will actually hold their pen like that. Now, this is a cartridge converter pen. I'll show you here. And it just comes with a standard Schmidt converter. And as I showed you here, it was a steel nib, rhodium plated, number 6 from Joro. And it is a really nice pen. I do like the craftsmanship. Like the threads maybe are a little bit long, but that doesn't bother me at all. You can see here there's quite a lot of threads here, but like, for me that it doesn't bother me at all. You can see here that the cap is actually like semi-translucent in areas here of the pattern. The cap itself isn't that thick. I think if I show you if I unscrew this again, you'll see that the body itself is actually thinner here than the carina is, but because of the big step down to make sure that the cap will mount up and meet up quite nicely with the body. So as you can see here, like it's almost seamless, and because the pen really doesn't taper a lot or doesn't have a lot of shape to it, it's more of just a rounded thickness of a pen rod or pen barrel. It really is nice, and I like big pens. I like large, I like long pens, I like heavy pens, I like sort of weighty and thick diameter pens, and this to me, the Andromeda, I really do like. And I don't know if it's because it's clipless or the cap is seamless, because you don't normally see this on a lot of pens, having a cap that doesn't have a step down to the body. But the material on this pen is stunning, absolutely stunning. I really do like this. The pen is polished to a very high standard. There isn't obviously any like sterling silver or nickel plating or trims on this. It can be eyedroppered because of that. Because it is all plastic threads, so you could eyedropper that. You could put some silicone grease around here. I don't really think an O-ring is necessary, but it is a really nice pen. So I do love this pen. Eric's craftsmanship is wonderful, and I really can't speak highly enough for what he has done here in this pen, and also the carina as well. Like this pen, I got also at the same time. I did a separate unboxing video for. It is a really nice pen. I think all of my I said this on the carina unboxing video. At the moment, at this moment in time, I only review pens I have purchased with my own money, and I think that speaks volumes versus having a pen sent in for review, because I'm prepared to almost, as the saying goes, put your money where your mouth is, and actually spend my hard-earned cash on the pen. Now, if I don't like the pen, then obviously I'm probably not going to be that complimentary about the pen or the workmanship or the craftsmanship. But these pens are just stunning. So I really do love Eric's work, and I think not only buying the pen, on the look, the feel of the pen as well, writing with the pen, but I think that the other thing is that if you're in a position to actually do what I did and say to Eric, look, not only do I really like these pens, I'd like to buy some more from you, if I can find some of the designs, and he said he would love to work with me on creating some of those pens. So I think that speaks volumes as well, that not only do I like the pens, I've paid my hard-earned cash for the pen as well. It's not a review sample. I've used the pen for a while. I really do like it, and I'm prepared to buy more of these pens. That to me is an endorsement of really how good these pens are. Whether or not I will get a 14 karat gold nib, I'm not sure. A lot of my pens nowadays have gold nibs on, or palladium nibs. I do like a little bit more bounce and springiness to them, but these steel nibs from Yoho are perfect. They write really, really well. I have no problems with hard starting, with skipping. They are beautiful writing nibs. So I just wanted to actually let's take a look at the size of this pen, for instance. Now, because this is a clipless pen, it's going to be a little bit awkward. It's going to want to roll. Now that's just something to bear in mind. But this pen, in terms of length, you're looking at 145 millimeters long. The cap itself is around 66 millimeters, and then the pen itself is around, from the nib to the end cap, you're looking at 137 millimeters. So this is quite a sizable pen, quite an oversized pen. And let me do a weight check on the pen. So the entire pen itself, this is going to be interesting because I'm going to have to try and make sure it doesn't roll. So the entire pen, fully inked, is about 24.5 grams. The cap on its own is just over 6 grams. And then the pen, fully inked, is just under 19 grams. So this is actually quite a lightweight pen, or at least lightweight in terms of some of the pens that I own in my collection. Maybe it's not as lightweight as some of your pens, but I really do think this is a really well balanced pen. You cannot obviously post the pen because it is it's just not going to post at all. There's no way to post this pen, but I don't need to. This pen is a really good size for me. Okay, so let's do a writing sample, shall we? Let me uncap this. Now, this is the Atelier Lusso, and this is the Andromeda, and this is in a broad Euro nib. Now, this is using Blackstone, and this is Barrier Reef. Now, as you can see, this is a still nib, so you're not going to get a lot of line variation. So that's the standard line variation you're going to get with a still nib. And then if I try to push it a little bit more, you'll get a little bit more of a line variation, but not a huge amount. And that's really to be expected from a still nib, but this nib writes really well. So let me just do some squiggles here so you can see just how nice and juicy and wet this nib is. And you see, we're just with standard line variation, and then adding a little bit of pressure, you can get a little bit more line variation out of the pen. And then, like, if I just do this, it is a really nice writer, and you can see here in terms of wetness how wet this pen is. So it is a really nice broad writing nib, and I cannot fault this in any way, shape or form. So let's do a writing wet sample test, shall we? So that is a very wet pen. Maybe if I'll do some verticals as well so you can see. There you go. That is a juicy wet pen. So I really do like this pen, and that was just me skipping there, but I tend to roll my pen a lot, so you can just see, or roll the nib a lot, but that is a really juicy wet pen. So not only do I like the pen, I really do like the nib, and that for me it's a perfect pen. Um, and like I said, really putting my money where my mouth is. I've already said to Eric I would like some more pens from him. I really do like the build quality of these pens. Um, they write exquisitely well, and I really do love them. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.